All right, we are back live again from Nashville, Tennessee at the AIHce 2022 Conference and Exposition. I'm Bob Krell, founder and publisher of Healthy Indoors Magazine, and I'm joined by EMSL Analytical's Jim Flores, Business Development.
Hi, thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing fantastic.
Good,
Love
good
being
to
in
see,
Nashville.
Good to see you. So first time we've actually had this event live in person for 3 years, right?
3 years, yeah.
Yeah. So how does that feel?
You know, it's been amazing. I really love getting in front of people again, seeing the familiar faces, seeing a few new faces out there as well coming up and asking us about services and just getting reconnected. And it's experience.
Yeah, I mean, it's for us the same too. We haven't been out with Healthy Indoors for a couple of years now,
Right.
and we've been doing tons of virtual stuff. We've been online everywhere, but it's felt a little weird but yet really great, right?
Yeah, it's just trying to figure everybody out. It's like I have a badge here and it says, high fives and handshakes that I'm willing to participate in. And some people are still a little fist bump or they'll stand their distance. It's a preference.
I get that.
And that's fine. We're just all getting reacquainted again.
I get that.
Yeah.
So EMSL is a unique laboratory analytical company in this industry. Is that you're still a privately held company? I had to throw that out there because it's like,
in the new years of consolidation, yes, we are and still continue to be a privately held company.
And that's but you're a national company though.
We are. We have 46 locations across the U.S. and Canada, covering from coast to coast.
So, and you offer a fairly wide array of services. I mean, we've been one of your clients because I'm also a consultant in the industry, and we've used your services for quite some time.
Right.
So, more than just an IAQ lab, right? I mean, I've come from the IAQ side of things.
Sure. Well, IAQ, is certainly a big part of our company. We've invested heavily and have a lot of staff scientists, quality staff scientists on board with us. But in addition to that, we have quite a catalog of analytical testing, supporting environmental testing, industrial hygiene. Certainly our core services around asbestos, lead, and mold, continuing into bacteriology with a pretty strong Legionella program as well. So I think our catalog has 600 tests.
That's a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot to manage. It's a lot to keep on track, and and what laboratory does what, and that's what I think where we excel in. You look at our website, you can always find what you need, where it can go, and who can perform the analysis pretty simply.
And company's home base is in New Jersey, right?
That is correct. Sentiments in New Jersey has been our home base. I think it's 41 years now. July of this year was 41 years for EMSL.
See, that's crazy. That's and that's a long track record.
It's quite a track record.
Yeah.
And I'm really impressed with it. I'm relatively new to EMSL, but in looking at their track record, looking at who they are, looking at the quality of the work that they do, it was the right fit for me. So I joined their team about a year and a half ago.
So you seem happy about it.
I am very happy about it. I've been in the industry for about 30 years.
Okay.
Worked with primarily with one laboratory for 27 years. And it was time for a move, and knowing the Peter Frasca and the family, being an independent company, being privately owned was something I needed. And they've allowed me to excel. They've allowed me to grow their business and increase their productivity as well as their quality of the work. I've recently built 2 new laboratories in the West Coast.
Okay.
So I have a new laboratory in Santa Clara, California, and a new laboratory in Tacoma, Washington. So it's some projects that I've been able to work on and help grow their business.
Excellent. So what's on the horizon for EMSL? You're on the business development side. Obviously, expanding, opening some new branches is a big deal. And how many branches in total now?
46.
46.
Yep. across
Again,
the US.
for a privately held company, that's a lot.
It's a lot. It's
That's
a lot.
a lot to manage. You know,
It's a lot. It's a big bull by the horns for sure.
yeah.
But we have a lot of team members that excel in certain areas, and we all work together very well. And it's manageable, but it can get wild once in a while.
Yeah, well, I mean that's understandable.
Yeah.
So coming off this pandemic, or actually through the pandemic, how did that affect your guys' business? And I know we all had changes, and things evolved a
Absolutely.
little. So,
Yeah.
anything in particular that stood out for you in the last couple of years since you've been there?
In through the pandemic here, and I actually made a change during the pandemic time. I think, like a lot of people have, looking for something a little bit different. And in stepping into my office with a staff of 13, which was a little low for us, and I've actually been able to rebuild the laboratory to full staff pre-pandemic, and that's really been the key for us, is trying to find quality people, quality hires, and get them into our process, getting them into our system, and letting them excel. And that's been the biggest challenge I think that we've had with the business. I think as a lot of people have.
Mhm.
People is what drives our laboratories. We can have all the instruments you want.
Right.
They don't mean anything if we don't have quality people.
Right.
And
They still have to be operated by people.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
So and we can't work from home because we're accredited laboratory. So we're in a fixed facility that maintains the regular expenses through the entire pandemic.
Yeah, and that's challenging too, because like a lot of companies were able to do that shift and have people work from home. But like you said, like manufacturing and things where you're actually hands-on doing work in a laboratory setting, or you have to have the equipment. You're not gonna you're not
equipment
gonna
and people.
Yeah, yeah, they have to be together.
Yeah,
So,
right.
wow.
So that created our own challenge within the laboratories, trying to get social distancing right, and trying to get people feel safe in their environment. There's a lot of work went into creating that safe environment in the laboratory systems.
So is there a transition back to norm, or is there going to be, is it a new norm now for you guys?
Well, I think we are transitioning back, and part of in my experience with the current laboratory that I work out of, we had people separated out across the building, 6-foot social distancing. And as I rebuild that laboratory, we've put people back together. Our stations are a little bit further apart to maintain a little bit of that social distancing, but I think we're getting closer these days.
Nice.
So people are back in the office. Our admin, business development people like myself, and other administrative support are back in the lab. So which is good to see everybody back together again, much like being here.
Yeah, right.
People being back together again, and it just feels like we're turning a corner, and I think it feels like something is coming back. Something that we've lost.
Yeah, I mean, it was a unique opportunity isn't the right word. Well, it was a unique opportunity. It was a unique situation for us in our lifetimes. So we in our lifetimes never experienced an indoor environment. Something that affected the indoor environments and our entire livelihoods and lifestyles and everything like this.
Right.
And and I think some of it's going to be permanent change, but also I would hope that this becomes an opportunity to actually make some substantial improvements on our indoor environments, which has to equate to good things for a company like you guys who are involved with helping do assessments.
Right. Exactly. And one of the things that's interesting to me is, most of our staff work in front of a hood, and they're HEPA filtered hood. So it feels like it's a little bit safer environment for me, to be sitting in front of a hood where air is being pulled into a filter before it exits out. So it's just kind of interesting that way.
Yeah. Well, listen, Jim, I really appreciate you coming by, stopping in here, leaving your booth. It's like we're on the last day of the show, but things are winding down a little bit, but still, there's still opportunities here, right? A couple more hours.
It's funny. It's like I wasn't expecting it to be this busy, and we've been pleasantly surprised with the attendance and the amount of interest that we've had coming to the AIHce this year, and people are still showing up even at this late hour. to the booth asking questions. So it's great.
Which is good. My experience in booths is, the last day of a show, there tends to be people show up that are qualified leads at the end.
Right.
There's always those last minute people that walk up. I'm that way too. I walk the show at the end.
Sure.
And so best wishes with that. It's great seeing you. Obviously, continued success.
Well, that's what we're hoping for, right?
Yeah, right. Well,
not only our continued success, but the continued success of the industry.
Absolutely. So anyway, Jim Flores, he's again the business development manager. Is that the right term?
Yeah, manager.
Sure.
Okay. Sure. Why not?
With EMSL Analytical. It's great seeing you. And we're going to continue. We have a few more little spots we'll be doing here throughout the course of this last day of the expo. So again, coming to you live from Nashville, Tennessee for the AIHce Conference and Exposition. I'm Bob Krell with Healthy Indoors Magazine. We'll catch you in a little bit.